Okay, so hi guys and welcome. And what a class we have today because we have uh 5 new students. So five new students. So let's start to welcome the new students first before we get into the lesson. Because it's always exciting when we have new students and we can learn from them where they're from and um, they have something to share. So let's get to know our new students, starting with um, Gustavo. Did I say your name correct? Gustavo, yes. And Gustavo, would you like to introduce yourself to the class? Say hi, your name, how old are you if you want, where you are from, how long have you been in Australia? What are your plans? Are you here with family? What are your hobbies? Just 2 minutes introduction about yourself. Okay, so everyone, let's welcome Gustavo.
From Colombia. Here
Oh, I have been here from 2 days ago, or I came here 2 days ago. Here 2 days ago, yeah. Oh, so very new. Yeah.
I want to English and language.
Yeah.
All needs interest.
There's many companies that's very good. It's the good stuff. And from that. So thank you. Something that we need like 2 days.
Yes.
2 days. Great. It's good. So Australia so far, what are they? No, it's only 2 days.
Yeah, it's different because it's so quiet.
Quiet. Yeah.
What, the, the business, the store, just to
Yes. Everything is nearby, all the stores are close by.
item.
Yeah. Julian.
Sorry, from Colombia.
Where did you come from?
For 2 weeks.
2 weeks. Colombia, which city?
Like is music.
Yes.
Next, see. Go to this.
Yes. Cool. Awesome. Okay, thank you, Julian. So that's brilliant. Jason.
From Brazil.
Brazil.
And here the two Brazil. I am trying to have. Yeah, my
Yeah.
Huh?
What did you have in the class? Food or
I don't know. No. Place for construction, for building.
materials for
Yes, materials for building.
Which city?
Somehow.
Okay. Nice. 2 months is good for you to do. Do you like Adelaide?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think just benches and restaurants and cafes and
Yeah.
just in any place you were amazing in Southern California.
And in the village, in which I know and boy. No. Yeah. No.
Perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Charming. That's so And how long did you come in Australia? You've been for about maybe in Adelaide? No? Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you. And you have spring with you? Yes. Valeria. Ah, Valeria, spring. Valeria. Valeria, where are you from? Are you Colombia? Okay. What are your hobbies? How long have you been in Australia? How do you know Beverly? Tell us.
Allí en Valeria, entré Colombia, Medellín.
Yeah.
I am 4 years old.
Yes.
I am one and a week in Adelaide.
Yes. And how do you know Bevy? A single? Yes. How do you know Bevy?
He is my friend.
Oh, a friend from Colombia?
Yes.
Oh, that's nice. Yes.
In 1 week.
No friend.
Maybe. Yes, 1 week in Adelaide.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
It's amazing to always see the class getting bigger and bigger with you know, people from Colombia mostly and Brazil and from Hong Kong as well. So it's a very interesting mix that we have here in the class. And, you know, we're all going to be friends after this lesson because, you know, we're learning English, but at the same time, we really are practicing our English with each other and helping each other. So that's what I hope. So let's get into the class. You know, soon you'll have time to know everyone else, but for now, let's get into the lesson. So you have every week we go through a unit in the book. And at the moment, we are at Unit 4, page 45. So everyone has a textbook, and this is the page we're here. So we're talking about free time. That's the theme for this unit, free time. So free time, what do you do in your free time? Do you enjoy playing soccer? Do you go to the beach, rest? Did you say rest? Yeah, a lot of people rest in their free time, relax, they chill, they relax. So yeah, so that's what we're talking about. But let's get into the textbook, and after we'll do some activities with each other and lots of fun things. So free time. So I can see this photo. There's a caption. It says early morning at Snoqualmie Falls in Washington, USA. So it looks like maybe friends or a father and his son, and they're fishing. Maybe, yeah. And that's what they're doing in their free time. They are fishing. They're enjoying their free time fishing. Okay, so let's listen to an audio, and we're going to hear 3 people talking about their free time. So which one of the 3 people are talking about this photo that they are fishing? Is it the first person that you're going to hear, the second person, or the third person? Okay, we're going to listen again. Hi, David. And we're going to see first person, what are they doing? So just write the activity, the action. The second person, what are they doing? Third person, when? Make sure you add the information here. With who? So make sure you add information here. And why? So again, we're going to listen to an audio about 3 people talking about their hobbies, talking about what they do in their free time. So let's do number 1 and 2. We'll listen and then we'll check the answers. So, okay.
Track 38, Unit 4 opener. 1. Well, in my free time, I go shopping. I go every Saturday with friends and we go to the city centre. It's fun. 2. After work, I go to the gym. I go about 3 times a week. After a long day with lots of other people, it's nice to go on your own. And it's good for you, of course. 3.
In my free time, I go fishing with my brother. We get up early in the morning and drive to some quiet and beautiful places. It's very relaxing.
Okay, let's listen one more time and make sure you are adding the information here, number 2.
Track 38, Unit 4 opener. 1. Well, in my free time, I go shopping. I go every Saturday with friends and we go to the city centre. It's fun. 2. After work, I go to the gym. I go about 3 times a week. After a long day with lots of other people, it's nice to go on your own. And it's good for you, of course. 3.
In my free time, I go fishing with my brother. We get up early in the morning and drive to some quiet and beautiful places. It's very relaxing.
Okay, let's check. And we're going to write some notes together. Okay, so who did we hear talk about this picture? Was it the first person, the second, or the third? Which person, 1, 2, or 3, is in the photo? 3. Yeah, do you remember the brothers? So the answer for number 1, 3. That's the third person. Okay. Let's look at the next question. So for number 1, the first person, what activity or hobbies do they like doing? Go shopping. So you can say go shopping or go to a shopping center or go shopping. That's the action. When? Every Saturday. With who? With friends. And why? Because they enjoy it. It's fun. Person 2, they go to, they go to the gym. When? 3 times a week. With who? On their own. By themselves is another word. By themselves, on my own. And why? It's good for you. Yeah, you have to say it's good for you because that means it's different to saying it's nice, it's relaxing. It's good for you means that this activity will help you. It will be good for your health. It will be good for your body. So it's good for you. It's the same when I recommend maybe food to someone or a drink and I say it's good for you. You should try it because it's good for your body. So that's why they go to the gym, because it's good for their body. It makes them feel good and it's healthy. Person 3, that's the one with the photo. They go fishing when? Early in the morning. And with who? With their brother. Why? It's very relaxing. It's very relaxing. Okay, so now we are going to think about the activities that we enjoy in our free time. So I'm going to give you 2 minutes just to write a little bit of notes. What is it? What activity? What hobby? Who do you do it with? Is it by yourself, with your friend, with your workmate? When do you go? So is it a routine? Do you go 3 times a week, every weekend, every summer? When? And why? Is it because maybe it's a family tradition? Maybe it's it's relaxing. Yeah, I know it's hard not to say the same reasons. It's relaxing, it's entertaining, maybe it's interesting, you learn something, I don't know. So I'll give you 2 minutes just to write some notes about your hobby. What do you do in your free time? What activity, your hobby? Okay, so 2 minutes and then we'll come and have a chat about that. Okay, so let's talk about what we do in our free time. So I'll start. So in my free time, I enjoy swimming. And I do that about 2 times a week. Sometimes 1 time a week, but usually 2 times a week. And I go by myself, just myself, because not many of my friends like swimming. So I go by myself. And the reason I go is because it's my exercise and I feel fresh. I like to be in the water. I feel fresh. I feel a lot of energy. It's relaxing. And it makes me feel good. So that's what I do in my free time, swimming. Okay, so let's hear from you. Let's go with Julian, would you like to tell us what you do in your free time? So we're all listening? Yeah. So what do you do in your free time? Play soccer, play video games, go to the beach, go for a walk. Hey Ronan, what do you do in your free time? Pardon? Run? Okay, so I enjoy running. Yeah. And studying? Studying what? English or English? Yeah. And when do you do running? Just one activity. So with the running, how often do you do it? One time a week? Every day?
All day.
4 times a week?
All 2 days. In the week.
Sorry?
All days. Sometimes
Sorry? 4 times a week? Okay, so 4 times a week. Yeah, with who? By yourself or with your friend, or do you run by yourself? Just you? Solo tú? Little bit Spanish. With a friend. Okay, so I go with a friend. Nice, with a friend. So running 4 times a week, I go with a friend. And why? Why do you do running? Okay, because it's very relaxing. Yeah. I enjoy it because it is relaxing. Good. So I enjoy it because it is relaxing. Okay, good. So we don't have time to talk about all for all of us, but I hope that you took notes of what is your activity, what do you do in your free time, what hobby, how often. So how often means like when, and with who, and why. Maybe we'll share one more. Let's share one more. I'm gonna go with Clayton. New students today. Clayton, would you like to tell us what you do in your free time? Oh, okay, cool. So, yeah. Yeah, with my friends. Okay, so once or twice a week. Yeah, once or twice a week. Yeah. And why? Yes. No, so on the weekend, yeah, with my friends on the weekend. And why? It's fun, why do you play video games? Yeah, it's fun with your friends, yeah, so it's fun. So it's fun. Cool. So I'll just make that bigger so you can see. So Clayton says, I play video games with my friends on the weekend, once or twice a week. Why? Because it's fun. Yep, cool. Okay, so we're talking about what we do in our free time, how often, why we do it, and with who. So really interesting. Thank you, Julian and Clayton, for sharing what you do in your free time. Okay, so let's go to the next page. 100% identical. 100% identical. So before we read, let's talk. So we've got 100% identical. That means something is exactly the same. It's 100% the same, identical, the same. So we can see this woman and this woman are twins. They are 100% identical. Same here. This girl and this girl and this man and this man. So do you know any twins? Twins means when you have a brother or a sister, but they are the same, like you were born at the same time. Not at the same time, because sometimes it's 2 minutes or whatever, but you know what I mean. You're born together. Do you know any twins? You do? No? No? Does anyone know any twins? No? Yeah, no, not recently. When I was young, yes, in school, but any twins? No, not recently. Does anyone know any twins? Twins? No? Okay, maybe there's not many twins in the world. Sometimes it's interesting to see the twins because sometimes they have the same job, they look the same, sometimes they wear the same clothes, they have the same hobbies. It's interesting to see that. So I guess we don't have any twins or anyone that knows twins to discuss it, but let's read the article then about the twins and see what they do in their free time. So let's read. I will read first, and then after you can read sentence by sentence so that we can practice pronunciation. Okay, so 100% identical. That's the title. So identical twins have the same eyes and the same hair, but they like doing, but do they like doing the same things? What do they do in their free time? The Mulgrew twins. Mona and Helen Mulgrew are 77 years old. They love books and they write crime books together. They live in the same house and they like the same free time activities, yes. They like gardening, and on the weekend, they go walking together. The Kit twins, Camille and Kennelly Kit, are musicians and actors. They both play the same musical instrument, the harp. They do taekwondo and they like swimming together, of course. The Phelps twins, James and Oliver Phelps, are actors. And they are famous as the identical twins in the Harry Potter films. In their free time, they love playing golf and playing computer games. They like football, but they don't like the same teams. Oliver is a fan of Aston Villa, and James is a fan of Birmingham City. Okay, so interesting. Again, these are twins, which means that they are brothers or sisters, and they were born at the same time. So now I'm going to give you a few minutes to read the article again and fill in the information. So what job does the Mulgrave twins have? The Kitt twins and the Phelps twins? Put your answer in the box or if in your notes. And what do they do in their free time? Remember, what is the hobby? What is the activity? It's the same words. Hobbies, activities, free time. Okay, I'll give you just a few minutes to do that. Yeah. Okay, so if you remember, we were reading the article again, and we're looking at what job and what free time activities these three twins do. So for the first one, the Mulgrave twins, they are writers. And what do they do in their free time activity? Gardening and walking. Yep, gardening and walking. So gardening and walking, yes. The Kitt twins, what job do they do? Musicians. They are musicians and actors. Yes. Yes. Now sometimes they say actress, but it's fine. You can still say actors for both. Yeah. There's a new, actress if you want. But I mean, we still use this for male and female. And what do they do in their free time? Taekwondo. That's very hard to spell. Taekwondo. I have to check it. And swimming. Yes, which is one of my favorite, swimming. And the Phelps twins. What is their job? So simple. They're just actors. And what do? They play golf. And computer games? Okay, golf and computer games. Okay, let's go to the next page and talk about grammar. So let's talk about how do we create a sentence when we need to talk about our activity. So I'll teach you the rules first, and then we'll get into the exercises. So sometimes we have a noun. So it says here, we use certain verbs with nouns and ing. So for example, we do yoga, we go camping, we go cycling, we go running, we play computer games, we play football, we play golf, we read a magazine, we watch TV. So that's how you know how to create that activity. So you use the action that's first. I go, I do, I play. They're the very common ones. And then it's a noun. So yoga is a noun. That's the verb. I do yoga. I go camping. Now, we don't say I do camping. You just have to remember which verbs go with which activity. So the best way to learn them is just to learn it that way. I do yoga, I go camping, I go cycling, I go running. He plays computer games, she plays football, we play golf on the weekend, I read a magazine, they watch TV. So we need to know which verb is connected to which noun. And so the noun is the activity, but the verb is, it helps us to do that activity. So you just got to remember them. Before I tell you about how we structure a sentence, if we just, let's practice that first. So match the verbs with the nouns. So if I have, I go swimming. So maybe 1E, I go swimming. I think that sounds like, so 1E, I go swimming. Now, the word go is used with a lot of other activities like go camping, go swimming, go snorkeling, I go fishing, I go walking, I go running, I go eating. No, we just, if you want to use it as an activity, I enjoy eating. I guess you have to put I enjoy eating, but we don't go eating. That's not really the action or the activity. I go, yeah. So you just have to remember some of them start with go. So maybe let's write some, so go plus activity. So you just have to remember which ones. Okay, that's one of them. One of the ways that we talk about doing an activity. I go, like I said, there's only some words. And make sure the activity has an ing. Did you notice I said I go camping, I go fishing, I go riding, I go swimming, I go golfing, I go driving? Yeah. So as long as you put an ing to that here, then that's a good sentence. That's a good way to talk about the activity. So that's one of them. Okay, number 2. I play. Yeah. So we play a musical instrument. 2H. So you could say I play the piano, I play the guitar, I play the harp, I play whatever instrument, you have to say I play. Now, play is also used for I play soccer, I play basketball, I play tennis, I play. So you just have to remember some of them have play and then the activity. So play plus activity. That's another way. So the go, we learned that we put an ing, but with the play, it's not, there's not really an ing because it's I play tennis, I play golf, I play piano, whatever. So there's not, you just have to say the noun. Okay, 2H. 3, I do. What do I do? No, you don't. That means something else. You don't do friends. I do taekwondo. Now, activities, so that's 3F. Activities where you do is usually like yoga, taekwondo, karate. So can you imagine those, what do they call them? Like martial arts kind of sports? You use it with do. So the way to remember do is like I do, what's the Brazilian one called? No, capoeira. Yeah, so I do capoeira. So do and the activity, but this activity is more like with your body. So yoga, taekwondo, karate. So you just have to remember, maybe you can write whatever notes you want. I do golf. Yes, you can. So here, yeah, I do golf. Yeah, I play golf. I go golfing. So I can kind of put the golf in 3 of the sentences. As long as I remember, I must put golfing for go golfing. I play golf and I do golf. It's not common to say I do golf. It's more common I play golf. But yeah, I do golf on the weekends. Makes sense. But I would normally remember do with more where you're using your body. Whereas play was more, we said the instrument, but also soccer, you know, like maybe it's more like on the field. You know, I play basketball, I play soccer, I play tennis. So maybe, I don't know, some notes, maybe it's the field, instruments. With this one, but do was more with your body. I don't know how to explain that, but I don't know. These are just my notes, but you can write notes for you to make you remember which one. Okay, so we had 3. I do taekwondo. 4. I play. So we've got another play. Video games. So the play, activity, field, instrument. I don't know, some games, you know, like. So 4A, I play computer games or video games, same thing. 5, I watch. Yeah, so 5 is very easy because when you watch is with your eyes. So I watch, you have to imagine what you're looking at. So you're not using your body, you're just looking. So I watch movies, I watched concerts, I watch I watch the theater, I watch plays, I watch what? What's that? Theater? Maybe theater, yeah. Yeah. I watch opera. So you're watching it just with your eyes. That one's very simple. You're not really using your body, you're just watching it. Play. So we have another play. What do we play? I play golf. Yeah. I play a musical instrument. Because the first one, I think we did golf, 2H. I play golf. So the number 6, I play a musical instrument. Okay, we have the rules. Or did we say 2? So you've got 2 plays. One was I play the musical instrument. I play the musical instrument, and then I play golf. Computer games. We have 3. Yes. I go to. Now this one's a different activity. I go to the gym. So it's easy to remember go to because you're not using your body, but you're going to a location. So I go to the gym, I go to the shopping mall. So think of the location. I go to the beach, I go to the hills, I go to the mountains, I go to the botanic gardens, I go to the cinemas, I go to school. Yeah, that's something I enjoy doing. I go to my English lessons. So go to is just, I would think of it as a place. So go to, and then add the place. So that's how I would use that one. So there's some common ways. So go, this one, play, do, and go to. So now if I ask you, what activity do you do in your free time? Now you're able to think of the activity much better. If it's a game, instrument, field, then you need to say play in front first. Or if you do it, remember using your body, yoga, taekwondo, or if it's to a place, like I go to the beach. So so for number 5, I'm going to do that same question again from before, because now we learned a little bit more how to talk about the activity. So what did you write before when I told you to write from the first page, from page 45? Think about your favorite free time activity. Diego, what did you say? No time to think, straight away. Perfect. I go, yeah, I go to play soccer. You don't need to go. I play soccer. You see, now you know, because play is with the activity. So I play golf. Sorry, I play soccer. Good. So you don't need the word go. I play soccer. Good. David, what was your activity? Your free time? I go fishing. So remember we said add an ing, so I go fishing. Yeah, awesome. Edward, I know you came after that question, but what do you do in your free time activity? Just one activity. I watch series. Yeah, exactly. I watch series and films. Exactly. Don't say the, because then it means you're talking about a particular series. So if it's in general, I watch movies, I watch series, I watch comedy shows, I watch plays, I watch theater, whatever. So don't say the, because then it means like you're talking about a particular play. But yeah, good. One more, maybe Ronan. What do you do in your free time?
I like to watch videos.
I like
I
watching.
like to watch videos on
Yeah, exactly.
tutorial videos.
What?
Tutorial
Tutorial videos. So I like watching. So we don't want to use that structure yet. How about I watch YouTube videos? I watch tutorials on YouTube. Good. So watch. I forgot to add that one because watch, and then the activity, whatever. So you must see something. So I watch, because you're right, we can say I like and I do and I enjoy, but I don't want to practice that just yet. I want to try and practice starting with these verbs first, and then we can talk about how to make a sentence. One more. Jimin, what do you do in your free time? Perfect. Go to the gym. So go to the gym. I go to the gym in the city. Perfect. Good sentence. Good. Okay. So we know in your free time, you can just write your activities here. Okay, let's go to the next part. So now, let's talk about the grammar. So we know how to just say the activity. That's what we did before. We just said the activity, but we didn't really say a full sentence yet. We just said, I go swimming, I play soccer, I do yoga, I go to the gym, I watch YouTube videos. But now let's make a full sentence. So we use these verbs like and love. Like and love. And which you would have the same in Portuguese and Spanish. Like and love, they're really the same. Just love because it's a bit stronger. Like I love swimming. I like swimming, but I love it. Like it just shows more feeling. So we use the subject first. So remember subject, I, you, he, she, it, we, they. You have to know that off by heart, like without thinking. I, you, he, she, it, we, they. That's the subject. So who is doing the action? Do they like? And then what? So the first way to do it is to put an ing to the action. So I love swimming. So if I look at an example here, she likes swimming. That's the only one with the ing. Another way is I could say like. So again, I like swimming. Or I could add the noun. So not the action, but the noun. For example, a book is not an action, is it? So I like books. But if I want to use the action reading, then I must say I like reading. But I like books. I like, what's an example? I like football. They love books. So you can either put the ing or the noun. So you must know the difference between them. If you are using the action, make sure it's an ing. I like verb-ing. I like swimming. I like playing. I like doing. I like fishing. I like whatever. Make sure there's an ing. To make it a negative, so that means we don't like it, or he, she, it. So only he, she, it is doesn't. That's the only one for doesn't. So same thing, subject, put the negative first. And then like or love, and then the activity. So for example, I don't like I don't like I don't know, I'm just fishing for some reason. I do like it, but I can't think of, because I like many things. It's hard to think of a negative. I don't like climbing. Okay, I'll go with that one. I don't like climbing. To ask a question. So we know now how to say what we enjoy or like or love. We know how to say what we don't. So remember, doesn't is only for he, she, it. So if you're saying she doesn't like, or thank you, yes. So all new students wrote your email. I think maybe Gustavo, you didn't? Yeah. So just your email, and I'll let you know why. So when we make a question, we can say do or does. Remember, we talked about in the past few lessons the present simple when we're talking about just in the moment. So we're not saying what we liked 10 years ago, or when I was a kid, or last week or last month. I'm talking about now. So we're using the present simple. These are all still present simple. So do is for if I want to say do you. But does, again, is only for he, she, it. So does he like soccer? So that's how we make a question. So you just got to start with the verb first. Thank you. We know that because I always say that many times. When you make a question, start with the verb. If it's M is are, if it's the W's, what, when, why, where, how, or if it's the H, how, or if it's the do or does. That's how you make a question. So do you like video games? Does he like football? That's in our example. And let's go back to the negative. They don't like the same football team. I don't like dancing. Question, do they, because we know we've got the subject, do they like doing the same things? Okay, so now we learn now how to make a full sentence. So before we were just saying the activity. We didn't really make a full sentence. We just connected the verb to the noun, to the action. Now we know how to speak about the activity in a full sentence, adding the subject and adding like or love, doesn't matter. And then which one? Do you want to make it a negative, make it a question? So let's look at the grammar box. Which 3 examples have like or love plus a noun? The first one that has a noun. They love books. Does he like football? They don't like the same football teams. The first 3. Yeah. So the first 3 are all nouns. Books, football teams, and football. Which 3 sentences have the ing of the action? The last 3 sentences, because you can see she likes swimming. I don't like dancing. Do they like doing the same things? Okay, so we understood to use the ing or the noun. Okay, I'll give you 1 minute to go back to the article that we read and underline. That means put a line under the words where you see like and love with the noun, or like and love with the ing. So you got to remember they're 2 different. So just put a line. Just put a line like where you see that in the article. I'll give you 1 minute. Diego, 1 minute. Okay, so that shouldn't have been too long. So if you finish, let's talk about the pronunciation. So we have the ing must, this is a lot of the time, a lot of students don't really say the ing correctly. So it's got to be playing, listening. So the ing has to have its own sound. Watching. Sing-ing. Go-ing. Do-ing. Dance-ing. Shop-ing. Okay. I'm going to give you, so write 3 sentences about yourself using love, like, and maybe 1 don't like. So for example, in the textbook, it says, I love playing the guitar. I like watching football. I don't like going out for dinner. And I have some more examples here. I like reading a book. I like cooking, baking, making a barbecue. We go hiking, fishing, swimming, shopping, play golf, soccer, video games, piano, guitar, do taekwondo, yoga, Pilates, watch a film, movie, Netflix, go to a place. So remember, gym, cinema, park, meeting, catching up with friends, riding a bike, traveling, because that's something people do in their free time. Catch up on sleep. What did Fernando say? Resting or taking a nap. Surfing the net, going on Google. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to write 3 sentences. Now, 1 of them must be false, because you're going to tell us 3 sentences. 1 of them, I love playing something, which is true. I like watching football, something like that. But the last one, or which one you can pick to change which one is false. And we have to pick which one we think is false. Or no, just do the activities like this. No. So write the first 2 are true for you, but the last one is a negative. I don't like. Okay, so 5 minutes, 3 sentences. I've given you some more activities here. If you want to ask me, I can try and help you to say an activity. Like 3 sentences. 1 is I like. Another one is I love, and then another one I don't like. So like, similar to the exercise. If you have an activity, let me know if you don't know how to say it properly. Here are some extra ones. Remember which ones go with the word go, play, do, go to. So keep that in your mind.
It's only a negative or a false information?
No. Actually, no, I changed this because we did that. I remember last time. No, this is different. 2 are true, but because the negative is, it's a false, it's a negative. I don't like. That's true information. Like, I don't like something. Okay, we'll come back soon. Okay, so 3 sentences. Let's go with Edward. Give me just one. Perfect. I love traveling.
Like play soccer.
I like playing soccer. There's no a. I like playing soccer. Yeah, but just one sentence. Julian. One sentence. What did you write? Nice. I like planting flowers. Yeah, I like that one. I like planting flowers. I like planting flowers. Good. Bevy, just one sentence. There's no go. I love hiking. So you got to remember the structure. Go and then straight away the activity with the ing. I love, sorry, did you say I love going hiking? Oh, wait. Sorry, I got confused. What did you say the first time? You confused me. I love going. No, so I love going hiking. Now, sometimes we can have 2 INGs. So Bevy said, I love going hiking. Or she could also say, so I love going hiking. Or I love hiking. But it must be, because you got to follow the structure. It's this, the first one. So after love, you must have an ing straight away. Okay, Valeria.
Beach and summer.
So beach is a noun. So I love the beach, or I love going to the beach. Yes. In summer. In summer, yes. I love going to the beach in summer. Good. Clayton. I love playing computer games. Yep, no the. So you can see there's no the. I love playing computer games. Good. Let's go with Gustavo. Gustavo? Yes. I love catching up on sleep. Yes, this one. I love catching up on sleep. Good. So we made this one a sentence. I love, because we know after love, it must be an ing or the noun, but because it's the action, I love catching up on sleep. Good. David. There's no the. I love playing computer games. No the. If you have the in your sentence, cut it off. There's a high chance it's incorrect. Diego. Perfect. I love, we say making a barbecue. I love, yeah, because I know we make a barbecue. Like, what are you doing on the weekend? Oh, I'm having, we could say I love having a barbecue or making a barbecue. Because you're doing the action, I would say I love making a barbecue. You don't really cook. Cooking is only if you want to say the food. I love cooking chicken and rice and beans. Yes.
I love it.
If you want, I love cooking chicken on the barbecue.
Okay.
Yes.
I love cooking barbecue.
No, because the barbecue is it becomes, it's very strange to say it that way. We say, I love making a barbecue. Yeah, we have to say, I love making a barbecue. I love having a barbecue. I love doing a barbecue, but yeah, we don't really just say, I love, yeah. So that's how we say it with the barbecue. So these are more common. I love doing a barbecue, making a barbecue, having a barbecue. We don't really cook. Do you say I love cooking a barbecue? Unless, because barbecue is not really the food, it's a noun. That's what I mean. You can say, I love cooking chicken on the barbecue. I love cooking, beef on the barbecue. But that's how you say it.
You must still say, for example,
Yeah.
I do, barbecue.
Yeah, yeah.
Me also, I say.
Yeah, I do. You can say doing. I love doing a barbecue. And here we must put at. I love doing, making a barbecue, having a barbecue. So that's more common. So remember in the beginning, we're going to put the subject, I love, and then the action with the ing. I love doing, making, having, but not really the action cooking. Cooking is more whatever you put in the oven or on the stovetop. I love cooking rice and beans, and I love cooking risotto. The name of the cuisine, yeah. So cooking, and then name of, the meal, the name of the meal. Okay, we don't have much time, but let's do one more out the back, because I know I'm hearing a lot of talking, so I'm hoping you're talking about this. Yeah, so maybe let's go with Jose. Tell me about what do you do in your free time? Good. I don't like walking on the beach. Good sentence. Andres too. No, if you have the in your sentence, take it off. I love watching TV series. Unless you want to say I love watching, unless it's the title of the show, like I love watching The Sopranos. I love watching The Family Man, or whatever the show's called, if it has the name the, but don't put the. I love watching series, shows.
Yeah, I like walking on the beach, on the beach.
Yes, here we do need it. Actually, because it's I like walking on the beach, because you started to say, yeah, it's different to the activity just by itself, the noun. It has the go to a place. But yeah, okay, so let's do one more in the back. Wilda, what was your sentence? Nice. I like reading science fiction books. Good. Andres, number one. Original. The original. This is the original Andres. This is you're the fake one. This is the original. What was that? Yeah, I like dancing. Good. Yeah. What time? Oh, that's good. And Fernando? Sorry, I love. Yeah. Yeah, that's not really an activity that I'm doing. I love eating. You have to say the action. So I love eating or cooking, but maybe he doesn't cook it, but you can enjoy just eating it. I love eating. What did you say? Rice and chicken? Rice and chicken. So this becomes, because remember, we've got to follow the rules. Subject, like or love, verb ing. So I love eating. rice and chicken. Or I like rice and chicken. Yeah. But eating. We're gonna go with the verbing. And Silvio, your sentence?
I like to find model aeroplane.
Yes, I like. Yes, I know. Next class, you must bring it in. Tell him he must bring it in next class. Yeah. I want to see this. So I like flying. Did you say model airplanes? Is that what you said? Is this your sentence? I like flying model airplanes. Yes, I know, this is so cool. So tomorrow, bring it to class. We can fly it in the room. Okay, good. So I hope what you learned was, let's go back a bit. In this unit, we were talking about free time. What do we do in our free time? So it must be an activity. And you've learned to say, you know, if it's I go, ing, play, you know, why to use the play. You've got some words here. Or if you do something, do is more with your body. Or go to a place, or watch. And we talked about lots of examples. So that's what we did, talking about our free time. We know how to put that into a present simple sentence. Right now, I like reading, whatever. I like cooking, whatever. Okay, so let's have a break. And when we come back, we are going to continue with more into our textbook, talking about free time in the Arctic. So we're going to look at more everyday activities, okay, when we come back. So we're looking at free time in the Arctic. So we know where the Arctic is. The Arctic is on top of the world, the Arctic, and then Antarctica. This is on the top, the North Arctic. So the Arctic, I'll quickly show you on a map. So we are, which is a good photo. Yeah, this is the Arctic. Make it like this. So you can see the Arctic on top of the world. Sorry, that's Antarctica, but the Arctic. Yeah, this one on top of the world. The other one's Antarctica. So let's look at everyday activities, hobbies. So we know do online shopping. You remember we looked at the verb do and then online shopping. Go for a walk. We know what this means. Go for a walk. Have a coffee. I like having a coffee, going for a coffee. Making phone calls. Playing video games. Reading a book. Browsing the internet. Texting friends. Using social media. So Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp. Watching videos. So tick which one you do every day. So just put a tick. Okay.
When I go to Arctic.
Yeah, if I was to go to the Arctic, I would have a coffee and read a book because you got so much time. Have a coffee and read a book. No, which do you do every day in your life? In your life. Yep. Okay, now we are going to write 2 activities you do every day and 1 activity you never do. So you could start with saying, every day I have a coffee. And every day I never I mean, I don't play video games or online games every day, but every day I have a coffee. So make sure you write them now into sentences. I have a coffee and I use, yeah, maybe social media every day, or browse the internet, surf the net, or text friends. And I don't play video games every day. So your sentence should be something very similar to this. So every day every day I have a coffee. So every day I have a coffee and I browse the net. But I don't play video games. Okay, so for example, your sentence should be something like, you know, every day I have a coffee and I browse the net. So whatever, just add in your two actions here. But I don't, because remember the negative, but I don't play video games. Okay, that should be how you make a sentence about two activities that you do every day, but one activity that you do not do. Okay, let's look at so we can see a polar bear in the Arctic. This is a photo by Norbert Rosing. So a polar bear in the Arctic. The photo is by Norbert Rosing. Maybe this man in the Arctic. So we can see it's very cold. It's very isolated. This is the photographer, the man. So let's listen to a part of a documentary about this man, Norbert Rosing, and answer the questions yes, no. So maybe you can put a Y for yes, N for no, or don't know, because there is no information. So DN maybe for don't know. So we're going to listen to the documentary about this man, Norbert. See if these sentences are true or false, or we don't know because we don't have the information in that. We didn't hear the information. We don't have the information in the documentary. Okay, so let's listen to the audio. We'll listen 3 times because it's quite a long one.
Track 41, Unit 4B. Norbert Rosing's photos of animals are famous. His photos are often in the National Geographic magazine or on the website. A lot of his photos are of polar bears in the Arctic. Norbert goes to the Arctic once a year. and he always goes in the summer. He's sometimes there for a few weeks, and sometimes for a few months. He likes the Arctic because there aren't many people, and it's one of the last places in the world with no roads. He usually goes by snowmobile and by boat. Between August and November, you can see polar bears every day. Also, in the summer, the sun shines 24 hours a day in the Arctic, so Norbert can work at night. In fact, he takes the best photos at night. He doesn't often work during the day, so he has a lot of free time. He never sleeps at night, so he sleeps for part of the day. Then he reads a book, plays computer games, or goes for a walk. He's not often bored.
Okay, one more time. Yes.
Track 41, Unit 4B. Norbert Rosing's photos of animals are famous. His photos are often in the National Geographic magazine or on the website. A lot of his photos are of polar bears in the Arctic. Norbert goes to the Arctic once a year, and he always goes in the summer. He's sometimes there for a few weeks, and sometimes for a few months. He likes the Arctic because there aren't many people, and it's one of the last places in the world with no roads. He usually goes by snowmobile and by boat. Between August and November, you can see polar bears every day. Also, in the summer, the sun shines 24 hours a day in the Arctic, so Norbert can work at night. In fact, he takes the best photos at night. He doesn't often work during the day, so he has a lot of free time. He never sleeps at night, so he sleeps for part of the day. Then he reads a book, plays computer games, or goes for a walk. He's not often bored.
Okay, last time.
Track 41, Unit 4B. Norbert Rosing's photos of animals are famous. His photos are often in the National Geographic magazine or on the website. A lot of his photos are of polar bears in the Arctic. Norbert goes to the Arctic once a year, and he always goes in the summer. He's sometimes there for a few weeks, and sometimes for a few months. He likes the Arctic because there aren't many people, and it's one of the last places in the world with no roads. He usually goes by snowmobile and by boat. Between August and November, you can see polar bears every day. Also, in the summer, the sun shines 24 hours a day in the Arctic, so Norbert can work at night. In fact, he takes the best photos at night. He doesn't often work during the day, so he has a lot of free time. He never sleeps at night, so he sleeps for part of the day. Then he reads a book, plays computer games, or goes for a walk. He's not often bored.
One more time. Let's have a look at the answers. So, we've got some questions about Norbert. Are Norbert's photos in the National Geographic magazine and on the website?
Yes.
Yes. So you can just put a Y or yes or tick, whatever you want to do. I'm just going to put a Y for yes. Yeah. Number 2, does Norbert photograph people?
No.
No. Does he go to the Arctic in the winter? No. Are there roads in the Arctic? No. Does he travel by snowmobile and by boat? Yes. Does he travel with other people? Yeah, we don't know. Don't know. Maybe I'm going to put like a DK, don't know. You can put a question mark, whatever. We're not sure because it didn't tell us. We don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Does he photograph polar bears at night? Yes, that's his hobby. Does he sleep during the night? No. It's always sunny. It's always sun. Does he play computer games? Yes, in his free time. And is Norbert often bored? No. No, he keeps busy. He's not very bored. So do you think Norbert has a good job? Why or why not? So we can say, I mean, for me, I think he has a great job. Maybe it can be a little bit quiet sometimes and boring, but I mean, it's always interesting for him. It's something different. You know, it's not easy maybe to stay so much time by yourself and it's daylight all the time. But I think, yeah, he has a good job. I wouldn't say the best, but it's a good job. It's an interesting job. So you can write what you think. You can make it a positive. I think Norbert has a good job because, and then write a reason. Or I don't think it's a good job because, say why. So for me, I think yes. So I'm going to say, I think Norbert has a good job because it's interesting and different. Like it's not every day something like this you do. It's interesting, it's different, it's quiet. Because he has a lot of free time. So he can catch up on many things. Yeah, well, he takes great photos. So it is a good job because we need photos of polar bears or we don't see it. Somebody has to take the photos for us. Yeah. So you could say because he takes photos so that other people can see. So that's why it's a good job. He shows us what it's like to be in the Arctic. He shows us the animals. Does anyone think he doesn't have a good job? Did anyone write, I don't think he has a good job? No? So we all think he has a good job? Yeah? For him? Yeah, I like that. Yeah, for him, I think it's great. It works for him, but for me, maybe no. But he has a good job for him. Yeah. Okay, let's get into some more grammar. So we've been looking at talking about free time and activities we have these words. They're called adverb of frequency. So these words, adverbs, they're just called adverbs or adverbs of frequency. They tell us how much we do the activity. So we've been talking about the activity, but now we want to say how much we do it. Is it always, never, sometimes, occasionally, usually, often, quite often, hardly, regularly, frequently, rarely, generally, not often, every day, almost every day. These are just some examples of the words. So now I can say I like swimming, which is what we learned to say before, but now I like swimming. I always like swimming. I like swimming. I swim always, every week. I usually swim in the on the weekend, on Sunday. I never not swim. I can make it a negative. So now I'm talking a little bit more about the activity. So let's look at some sentences. So using now, these are adverbs. So they're not action words. They're not nouns. They are adverbs. And we add it to the action to show I always drink coffee. I never go fishing. I sometimes read a book. I don't know, whatever. I usually play golf. I never play video games. I generally go on the internet quite often, almost every day. So it's words like that. So number one, Norbert's photos are which word in the National Geographic magazine? Are always. I'll let you listen to the audio because I think any word could work. I mean, Norbert's photos are always in the National Geographics, are never, are often, sometimes. I mean, any of these words could work, but we want to know exactly what we hear from the audio. Okay, so let's listen one more time. And now we're going to add these words, which are called adverbs, to the sentence, these sentences. Okay, so maybe I'll play it 2 times. Let's listen.
Track 41, Unit 4B. Norbert Rosing's photos of animals are famous. His photos are often in the National Geographic magazine or on the website. A lot of his photos are of polar bears in the Arctic. Norbert goes to the Arctic once a year, and he always goes in the summer. He's sometimes there for a few weeks, and sometimes for a few months. He likes the Arctic because there aren't many people, and it's one of the last places in the world with no roads. He usually goes by snowmobile and by boat. Between August and November, you can see polar bears every day. Also, in the summer, the sun shines 24 hours a day in the Arctic, so Norbert can work at night. In fact, he takes the best photos at night. He doesn't often work during the day, so he has a lot of free time. He never sleeps at night, so he sleeps for part of the day. Then he reads a book, plays computer games, or goes for a walk. He's not often bored.
Okay, I'll play it one more time.
Track 41, Unit 4B. Norbert Norbert Rosin's photos of animals are famous. His photos are often in the National Geographic magazine or on the website. A lot of his photos are of polar bears in the Arctic. Norbert goes to the Arctic once a year, and he always goes in the summer. He's sometimes there for a few weeks, and sometimes for a few months. He likes the Arctic because there aren't many people, and it's one of the last places in the world with no roads. He usually goes by snowmobile and by boat. Between August and November, you can see polar bears every day. Also, in the summer, the sun shines 24 hours a day in the Arctic, so Norbert can work at night. In fact, he takes the best photos at night. He doesn't often work during the day, so he has a lot of free time. He never sleeps at night, so he sleeps for part of the day. Then he reads a book, plays computer games, or goes for a walk. He's not often bored.
Okay, so we have Norbert's photos are often. Yeah, they're often. It's another word for like sometimes. They're often in the National Geographic magazine. So we know how much is it? Always in the magazine? Never? Sometimes? But often. So not just his photos are in the magazine, but are they always in the magazine? Never? Often. The next one, yes, he goes to the Arctic once a year and he always goes in summer. So you can see now, why are we using these words? Always, never, sometimes. Because I want to know, he goes in summer, but is it every summer? Is it just one time in his life? Is it always, never, sometimes? It's always. He always goes in summer. He's sometimes there, so he is sometimes, yeah, not always, but sometimes there for a few weeks. He usually goes by snowmobile and by boat. He never sleeps at night, so he sleeps for part of the day. He's not often bored. He's hardly, another word is like hardly. He's not often, he's rarely. That's another word. Okay, let's see now, do adverbs of frequency come before or after the verb to be? So remember, the verb to be in the present is, am, are. So let's look at these sentences. Is these words before or after the verb to be?
Before,
They come after.
after.
Because he is, that's one example. Another one is number 6. He is, remember that's his, but it's he is not often. So the adverb comes after the verb to be. If you look at this rule here in the orange color. So subject, he, to be, he is, and then the adverb. He is not often bored, because that's the verb is the activity, the action, to be bored. He is not often late. He is not often happy. So we've got to make sure the adverb for the first one is after. So to be, and it's after. So for question 7, it was after is the answer. How about, do they come before or after other verbs? Before. I always read a book. I always, whatever the action is. So it's before. So for the second one, before. Before. So that's how you remember. So the first one or the second one. So when I think of these words, I think of, this is a scale from 0 to 100, but I like to think of it from the bottom to the top. So the top is like always, occasionally, and then it starts to become, like sometimes, quite often. And then at the bottom, it's like never, rarely, hardly. So that's how I like to think of it. So you can see this one, I'm often away on the weekend. So often, where do you think often goes? Is it quite high, like next to always, or is often quite low next to never? I think it's next to always, because if I say I often do this, it means most of the time. I always, most of the time, I do this action. So often I would put it in number 1. It's next to always. It's not always, because always means 100% always, but it's often, 80% of the time I do whatever. How about I don't often watch TV? That adverb as a negative, where do you think that goes? Next to the always or next to the never? Next to the never. Maybe number 4. Yeah, I don't often. So not really. Like, I never, they already have it here at number 0. So I never play video games. Never. 0%. I never do it. I never play video games. So does that help you to see why we use these words with the action to show someone? Do I always do it or do I never do it? Or, the little words in the middle. Sometimes, occasionally, hardly, usually. So before we do number 9, we have to make a negative, you add never. Just like we saw in the last one, I never play computer games. But you can also say, I don't ever play computer games. I definitely don't play computer games. They're just some other words, but that's how you make a negative. So you add never. I mean, if it's 100%, you never do it, never. And just remember that we say, for that first example, we say on the weekend, not at the weekend. That's an English way of speaking. We say on the weekend. Okay, before we start asking and making questions, let's look at these. I'm going to put you into groups now. You didn't sound very interested. So because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 new students today. So I'm going to mix you all up, and in your group, you are going to talk to each other, you know, ask each other, do you, because remember present questions, do, or you can ask about someone else. Does your mother watch TV? Do you play football? Does your brother like to walk on the beach? Whatever. So we're gonna ask each other question. You can talk about how many hours you work a day. If you're late for school, I'm always late for school, but Diego, you're always early.
Yeah.
I remember Diego's always early. I have a long lunch break. Do you always have a long lunch break or sometimes? So you got to add the adverbs to these ones. So we're going to do number 9 in the group, but also talk more about other activities with each other. Okay, so the groups are, and then we'll come back. I'll put you into groups and then we'll come and share.
Activity number 4. Do you work 8 hours the day? I always work 8 hours a day. I'm late for school. The question. Okay. I am sometimes late for school. Yeah. Birthday. Okay. I usually have a long lunch. Break. I always leave home early in the morning. I sometimes travel to our country for my holiday. Sometimes travel to their countries for my holiday. I never play video games. It's no. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. No.
That was very good. So adverb, and we will continue next lesson. So thank you guys. See you next.